here.
That was what I was going to say, is that when Black women are being compared to other races, I just think it's unfair, because other races and ethnicities are not dealing with the same barriers, that we have as Black women with Black men. And that's not to like downplay. I honestly am not trying to say, Black men ain't ish. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is they're not dealing with the same set of barriers or issues that Black men and women have when it comes to mating and resources and things like that, versus other women, what they have to choose in their own race and ethnic groups. The mindset around marriage is different in their groups than it is in ours. The mindset around family is different in their group than it is ours. The issue with income and men being the head of household is very different in their group than it is ours. So we're not always comparing apples to apples. And even for me, I'm guilty of running those stats and saying, well, women only marry at 29% and all of these other races, but they're not dealing with all of those other structures within their racial group that we have to deal with as a group. Yeah. So that's my only concern and issue.
But you caused the problem, Mistaken. You're the one that caused the problem, not you personally, but the single motherhood is the issue.
That's a Black man problem.
Right. I can't marry myself.
That's not a Black man problem. The women get to choose who they sleep with. What are you talking about?
But the men can marry them.
And you can choose where your sperm go though too.
What? No, you can't control. Okay, if you guys got kids, are you going to say you get to control who your daughters have sex with?
Look, I said you can. I said you, as a Black man, can control where your sperm go.
One of the biggest problems.
You can't control all men. You can't. Nobody does.
Men can control them. I'm not saying you personally. I'm saying men in general have control of where their sperm go.
But if women don't have control of who they sleep with, it doesn't matter.
It does matter. I can't be a baby mama without your sperm, is what I'm saying. So men on one end can't complain about single baby. What I'm saying is men can't complain about single baby mamas when they're contributing to the rate of single baby mamas.
No, you get to decide. You get to decide who you sleep with, because you said you have the onus on sex. So you can't then blame the man when you have the onus.
But what I'm saying, you can't get mad at woman and then say that she's undesirable when you've helped create that situation. But what I'm saying is nobody get out of this situation unscathed. Both people have responsibility in that situation. And when we start trying to blame one person over the other, that's not going to work. Because at the end of the day, who gets left behind is the kid. And then we just continue this same cycle over and over again. So what I'm saying is, if I take responsible for what I do when it comes to sex, and you take responsibility for what you do when you have sex, then this will eliminate the problem. But when we focus on whose fault it is, instead of taking ownership, then we don't get the problem resolved. Take ownership. In these spaces, I always hear men talk about, oh, men hold each other accountable. Men take responsibility. Men are doing better, blah, 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 blah. You hear all of that, but then you get up here and other men will get up here and then say, well, if a woman ends up having a baby and she is single mama, then that's her fault. No, you had a role to play in that as well. You can't get mad at the woman when you helped create the problem. You can't.
Whose fault is it with Nick Cannon? Whose fault? Is he got a whole bunch of kids? Is it him making the babies, or is it the women knowing how he is and still trying to get a baby?
That's a celebrity.
And that's what I was going to say.
No, but other women are moving the same way.
What I'm saying is, in that situation, everybody's in agreement. That's totally different. He wants a bunch of baby mothers, and the baby mothers all agreed to doing that. That's a different situation.
So it's not. So you're condoning this?
No, I'm totally against it. I think that's stupid because he's still
Okay,
creating
but
single-led
who
households.
has the higher percentage of fault in that?
Both.
The women or the man?
Both.
No. Who
Both
has
of
the
them are
higher
contributing.
percentage?
Both of them are contributing to a fatherless home.
He got like 10 of them. 8. I don't know how many. It's a lot.
So if we're
So
talking
why are
about
you not blaming
fatherless,
the women?
listen, if we're talking about fatherless homes, then in that case, it falls on Nick Cannon to have that responsibility because he's intentionally seeking women who's okay with creating
This is
fatherless homes.
this is why women lose.
No, they ain't losing in their mind. Not with
You're
Nick
giving
Cannon.
bad advice to women. You're giving bad advice to women with that logic.
I did not advise any woman to create fatherless homes. I didn't.
You're not blaming the women that are
No,
creating
I blame
these
both.
babies.
You're trying to make me choose. I said both initially. You pushed the issue. I said, well, in that case, he's intentionally seeking women who are willing to be single moms. So in that regard, if that is his intent and he's meeting his intent, then that's on him.
Your programming won't blame the women. Your programming won't do it. You just won't do it.
So this is the thing. One, the problem is we don't even agree on what's right and what's wrong, right? I don't even know if them women are black. I don't know what their nationality is, right? I don't know their upbringing.
Correct.
I think he got one black one in there. I guess she would be my concern, right? Let they men worry about them. Okay. We can talk about that one black one he got going on up in there, but the rest of them, I don't know.
But if y'all have the mentality that you're not going to hold the women accountable for getting with a guy they know is not going to take them serious, this is why the black community of women are in the trouble.
Right.
So Nick Cannon has no responsibility in this
This
situation.
is my thing. You getting mad at her for doing the same thing you doing.
I'm not mad. I'm just saying this is why it is.
Are doing the same thing she's doing. You're saying she's not holding. She's mistaken.
Sorry.
You're saying that she's not holding women accountable, but you're not holding men accountable. You understand what I'm saying?
That's
so y'all doing the same thing. The exact same thing.
And that's why we have the problem, Caesar, is we have a lot of men who don't hold men accountable. They just want to punt it to the woman. That's a big piece of the problem. They look at single parent homes and they say that's a woman problem. That's why we're where we're at.